Thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
It's good to have you here. I'm Whitney Ward. We do begin tonight with a deadly shooting in Spokane's Logan neighborhood. It happened around 2 o'clock this morning when a man was shot and killed.
KREM 2's Nathan Hyun went to the scene today. He had the chance to speak with the victim's family as well.
I am on North Hamilton Street where a man was found dead after a shooting. Now police say that it's still early into their investigation into the murder, but they do say they're still searching for the suspect in this morning's homicide. I did have a chance to speak with the victim's family. They say 30-year-old Dylan McCorkle was a father of 2 young sons. His mother tells me that McCorkle was an amazing man who would always go out of his way to help others. His oldest sister says McCorkle was a productive member of society.
It's just disturbing that in our neighborhood we have issues going on right now lately.
People that live in the area say they didn't expect to wake up to such a large police presence. They say this is just another sign their neighborhood isn't safe.
One neighbor says, hey, I'll be gone for a couple of days. We watch out. Neighborhood watch here, but we're all concerned about safety here.
Officers said they don't believe this is a random shooting.
We try to do our best to keep our streets safe. We look out for each other.
With this morning's murder, there have been 3 homicides so far in Spokane County this year. Last year, there were 26 total homicides in the county. In Spokane, Nathan Hyun, KREM 2 News.
And just into our newsroom, police have arrested a Spokane man in connection with the death of a toddler.
38-year-old John Jones was arrested yesterday morning in Las Vegas. We don't know yet exactly at this hour, but we do know yet that Spokane police responded to the call of a 3-year-old boy who was not breathing. That happened in the 5900 block of North Ash Street. Despite efforts, the boy was pronounced dead at the scene. Jones
is charged with second-degree murder and faces extradition to Spokane in the coming days. This is a developing story. We will update you as soon as we learn more.
In other top stories tonight, the Post Falls and Athol libraries suffered catastrophic damage in January.
This comes after freezing pipes burst during those sub-zero temperatures last month. The Community Library Network says that there could be more than $1 million worth of damage to the buildings.
So library staff have actually already removed more than 1,000 items that were severely damaged by the water. They said the buildings are now closed and repairs could take 4 to 6 months.
The attorney for the Idaho man accused of murdering his wife, her unborn baby, and his infant son wants the indictment against him thrown out and for a grand jury to reconvene and consider new charges.
Jeremy Best was arrested in December after an Amber Alert was issued for his 10-month-old son. He was charged and indicted on 2 counts of first-degree murder. The motion is asking a grand jury to consider changing the charges to second-degree murder or manslaughter. In a separate motion, Best's attorney also asked for the death penalty to be taken off the table.
He faces life in prison or the death penalty for each murder charge. A status conference is set for March 14th in the case.
A federal court has dismissed a lawsuit filed by the Satanic Temple challenging Idaho's Defense of Life Act.
The Idaho Attorney General's office says the Satanic Temple challenged the act, claiming abortion is their constitutionally protected right, saying it's part of a ritual. In Idaho, abortion is illegal except for cases of rape or incest with a police report or to protect the life of the mother.
So following that ruling, Idaho Attorney General Raul Labrador said in a statement the court held that each claim lacked merit, even describing one of the Satanic Temple's positions as producing a blatantly absurd result.
Well, the U.S. has begun retaliatory airstrikes on Iranian-backed targets in Iraq and Syria for the deaths of 3 American service members over the weekend. CBS News has confirmed U.S. forces struck more than 85 targets associated with the militia forces behind the recent attacks on U.S. interests in the Middle East.
They included weapons storage facilities, unmanned aerial vehicles, and munitions supplies. President Biden ordered those strikes involving U.S. B-1 bombers. A statement from the White House said in part, "Our response began today and it will continue at times and places of our choosing." One of the nation's largest healthcare systems will pay millions of dollars to Washington patients.
Providence must forgive more than $137 million of debt and refund more than $20 million to patients billed for services they could have received for free or at a lower cost. The state's charity care law requires hospitals to offer free or reduced costs to Washington residents based on their income.
Providence is one of several systems Attorney General Bob Ferguson says overbilled people who qualified.
We have laws for that purpose. And it makes me angry that hospitals that know better are ignoring the law anyway.
In a statement, Providence said its practices do comply with the Charity Care Act.
The hospital system says it is rolling out a new system to make sure patients know about their options and can get to the financial assistance to which they are entitled. All right, taking a break from the headlines now to talk weather. We have finally made it to the weekend, and it sounds like we might get some snow in the mountains soon.
A lot of people happy about that. So here to tell us more, of course, is our chief meteorologist, Jeremy Legoo.
All right, I said I gave up on winter, but boy, does a forecast change a man's mind. Here we go. I'm a man. Overall, it looks like we are drying out this evening. Temperatures still kind of staying in the 40s, and I think we stay pretty mild all night. So why are we going to get snow? Great question. We've got a decent push of cold coming in from the north and the east. That push of cold is what brings the return of moisture kind of early tomorrow morning for North Idaho. Definitely for western Montana, but watch it creep in. 6 o'clock hour, snow's already fallen over Lookout Pass. By the time lifts start spinning in places like Silver and Schweitzer, we've got snow. By the afternoon, it makes it into 49. By Saturday night, snow is falling on Mount Spokane. For us here in Spokane, it's rain. It's just the way it is. But that rain holds off until kind of late afternoon before it all creeps its way across the state. By Sunday, everybody's in on the rain and that mountain snow. And then watch what happens. All of that moves its way out, and by Sunday afternoon, I think we see sun. That's just me, though. But overall, I do think we get snow in the mountains. We already have winter weather advisories in place for some of those mountain tops. 3 to 6 inches of snow expected above 3,000 feet. That means this could be our best shot at snow for a while, I guess. But 40s the next few days doesn't seem all that bad here in town.
Hey, might as well enjoy it while we can. Jeremy, thank you. Now still ahead on KREM 2 News at 5 tonight. Today marks the start of Women's Heart Disease Awareness Month. More behind that campaign coming up.
The Black Lens is another testament that in Spokane, we all belong.
Celebrating the relaunch of Spokane's only black newspaper. Coming up at 5:15 tonight, the new era for the paper. Still ahead.
Well, we are taking a live look at the downtown Spokane Pavilion right now, all lit up in red because Today is National Wear Red Day.
Yeah, and as you can see, Whitney and I are both wearing red to show our support. For today and the rest of the month of February, there is an annual campaign to raise awareness about heart disease in women. Heart disease is the leading cause of death in the country. 44% of women over the age of 20 are dealing with some form of cardiovascular issues. Heart disease, the #1 killer of new moms. And women are less likely to receive bystander CPR and less likely to survive an out-of-hospital sudden cardiac event.
CBS correspondent Tracy Townsend is introducing us now to a woman who developed a rare but serious form of heart failure after her baby was born.
39-year-old Marion Dancy is a mother of 4. In 2019, 6 months after she had her last child, she started experiencing swelling and extreme fatigue.
I just kept going. And one day I was at work and I got off the elevator and I lost my vision.
She saw a doctor who dismissed her symptoms because she had no family history of heart disease. Things got worse and she could barely walk.
I had to advocate for my health.
She found another doctor who finally diagnosed her with peripartum cardiomyopathy, a type of heart failure that happens at the end of pregnancy or after delivery. She spent weeks in the hospital.
I felt like I was going to die.
While peripartum cardiomyopathy is rare, according to the American Heart Association, it's more common and deadly among Black women.
We're not sure why. It may have to do with genetics, though.
Cardiologist Dr. Harmony Reynolds with NYU Langone Health says women need to be aware of other complications during pregnancy that can have an impact later.
Pregnancy is a form of a stress test for women. If we get high blood pressure in pregnancy or diabetes or have a problem called preeclampsia, that raises your cardiovascular risk in the moment, but it also turns out that it raises your risk down the line for heart disease and stroke.
Marion says she had to change her diet, go to cardiac therapy, and exercise. She also had therapy for her mental health.
I had a high-stress life. I had a career. I had 4 children. I know now that I matter. My health matters to myself, to my family. I can't do anything for them if I'm not at my best.
And she says she will pass on these healthy habits. Tracy Townsend, CBS News, Columbus, Ohio.
Well, a pretty mild one here in town again today. 43 for a high, 37 for a low. A 6-degree difference between the high and the low, though. That's all thanks to fog and rain and moisture in the atmosphere. As we get into the weekend, that likely sticks around, so don't expect much of a change in the temperatures. But we are going to talk more rain and even snow.